Now let's talk about having difficult conversations. Giving feedback sometimes moves into the realm of having unpleasant conversations or difficult conversations because we can all avoid conflict from time to time, but the outcome can lead to unintended consequences. The reason it's important to have these conversations, if what sometimes is called a crucial conversation, is because when we avoid an unpleasant topic, it looks like we approve of or agree with the behavior. We avoid conflict in relationships because we fear making things worse. However, often avoiding conflict ends up creating conflict because issues are not addressed. That's when things tend to fester and blow up and get worse. Let's use an example. If we're with someone who's rude and disrespectful to someone on our team in a meeting, let's say, and we don't say anything, we're acting as if that's an okay thing to do. But the truth is, it hurts others, and it's not the way that any of us wants to be treated. Whether you're the leader or just a team member, having the conversation is important to avoid having the behavior repeated. Or we could overhear a coworker being argumentative with a customer on the phone. Even though we aren't the boss, if we don't step in and let him know, he could lose his job. And if we step up and say honestly what we think when a behavior is destructive, there are wins all the way around. You can help others understand how their behavior affects others, and you improve the experience for all. Have the conversation. Here's a way you can do that with a friend or a coworker. I'd like to tell you something that may be hard for you to hear, but I think it's something that you need to hear. Would you like to hear it? Or with a subordinate or an employee, you could say, I know that you value our team's values of respecting others' opinions and that you wouldn't want to be intentionally rude, which is why I'd like to share with you an observation. Are you willing to listen? You will want to focus on the behavior and be clear on what needs to be addressed. Unlike giving feedback, avoid leading with, you're doing well, in order to be crystal clear on what your concerns are. You might consider following up with an email to be extra clear if the situation warrants. Sometimes we think that avoiding conflict is protecting others' feelings, but the truth is it only protects ours. If we don't give honest feedback to others, it's kind of like we're lying. If we're honest and kind, we can give someone a real gift when we confront them. Keep in mind, it's not your job to judge or condemn, it's simply to help. Think of how you would like to be told and reflect on how it would make you feel. And then listen. You need to give the other person a chance to be heard and to understand their story. Confronting with a good motive gives a chance for everyone to get better. A team that doesn't take the time and effort to confront behavior can end up talking about people in a gossiping sort of way, and it starts to erode trust. It's always best to talk to someone rather than about someone. It's a gift of honesty. The more we run from conflict, the more it masters us. This is a quote from David Osberg, who's an expert in teaching people the art of speaking the truth in love. The more we avoid conflict, the more it controls us. And the less we fear conflict, the less it causes confusion and confuses us. The less we deny our differences, the less they divide us. So keep that in mind in communicating. And let's watch this next video together with the TED Talk with Adair Cohen.